Hello and welcome to today's episode of our playthrough series of Labyrinth of Touhou 2 plus this edition. My name is Shire and I have with me today
Day, who's the musical variant imported from the theater realm. How you all doing?
Day's feeling musical.
Yeah. I'm not gonna keep that up, don't worry.
It's no
Hi
problem.
everybody.
Alrighty, I'm gonna open it up. We'll have to bear with the music for a little bit.
Oh, that's fine, that's fine, that's fine. I didn't really get to finish my topic last time.
Yep. No problem. I've noticed that I didn't quite organize everyone right, so you can get into that.
Alright, so last time we had the dramatic and interesting topic of the Scorpion King movie franchise. A
Yep.
fascinating movie franchise on account of they're just sort of trash. So the first one apparently happened because the executives just liked The Rock's performance in the 5 minutes of The Mummy 2 that he's actually in. I'm not counting the CGI monstrosity. So then they made the first one, and the first one's an actual movie that was made with the intent to go in the cinema. It did, it's fine, I'm not that interested in it. The second one, terrible prequel. I've now seen them all, by the way.
Yep.
So the second one's a terrible prequel that completely trashes all the canon of the original. And I talked about that a bit last time, so I'm moving straight on. The third one is interesting because it is a sequel to the first one, but it's that kind of thing. You know, like when you go into the series version of a movie and it sort of has to establish its own canon?
Yeah.
It's a little bit that. It's because it's much lower budget. It is a sequel, but essentially what it does is go, Scorpion King. Every other character from the first movie is dead now, and you're alone. Here's another plot that's kind of basically the same plot again.
Speaking of another plot, we got the 30 things we need for Aya.
Aya, huzzah!
Which is why I left a space open in my party.
I was wondering that. I couldn't decide if you were just lazy. Anyway. Shamemaru! Anyway, perfect. So yeah. The second one, the third one, I actually kind of liked. It's not a great movie, but I enjoyed it.
Yeah?
What's the plot in it? I'm gonna decide. No, that is the one. Basically, another kingdom's under attack. The second one has a lot of fun because it has Dave Bautista and Ron Perlman in it. Though admittedly, Ron Perlman's not in much of it. Every bit he's in, he's having fun though. The third one basically sums up the kind of movie where it's very dumb, but everyone making it knows that, and they're all on board, and they're all actually having fun. So the Scorpion King lost his kingdom and became a wandering, mercenary. Essentially, he's a D&D murder hobo. This happens, because, it is what it is. He winds up teaming up with a drunken fighter that Ron Perlman basically, it starts the movie and Ron Perlman was basically this dude over here is trying to do an evil thing.
If I could just pause you for a second, and let's just talk quickly about our new party members.
Okay.
There's plenty of time to meander in the dungeon.
Okay.
So, Aya here is much like Chen, she's a fast, frail character. Though she is a bit bulkier.
Woo.
In terms of techniques, it's okay, she has 2 basic wind attacks, an ally speed boost, and an ally instant turn technique.
Ally instant. Oh, okay. So make an ally get so.
Yeah, give an ally a turn.
Ally in. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yep. Other tricks she has: when she kills an enemy, she gets another turn. Reduces wind damage. Give everyone a speed boost every turn, and have a chance of just starting the battle with a turn. She does. Oh, and a speed debuff immunity. She does exactly what she needs to do.
Cool. Make everything faster.
Yeah. Moko, as I may have said, is a tank. Again, like some other tanks, she doesn't have too great stats by herself, but she has this technique which powers her up when Kaney's around.
Is that because they're friends?
Yes.
Yeah.
They're fairly closely connected in the lore. And other things that directly go towards that thing, like recovering hit points every turn, chance of not dying, fire attack, a fighting spirit buff, which eventually makes her tanky. And these attacks, they're all okay. She doesn't really have a stats to do damage with them, but this one gives a good attack and magic debuff. So it's tanking by way of reducing power. Anyway, let's get to the dungeon and to the Scorpion King.
The Scorpion King 3, which is called... I'm checking this. Battle for Redemption. Honestly, later movies have a much stronger theme of redemption, so whatever.
Yeah.
The kind of hanging over thing of the franchise is that the Scorpion King is a purely heroic actor in the franchise, and is like the evil monster of the Mummy trilogy. Of the Mummy second movie.
Bit of a case of dissonance.
There is. So there's this hanging over thing of him. There's a lot of implication of him being a bit like dark, but he never actually does anything dark. Like, ever. Kind of like how Arnold Schwarzenegger's Terminator turned into the good guy because everyone liked Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I mean, how can you not? He's so good at not acting.
I mean... Alright, so, the Scorpion King makes friends with a drunken fighter named Olaf. And by make friends, I mean Ron Perlman basically goes, I have a quest for you, come, I'll introduce you to your first party member. And the Olaf basically sees him, goes, oh, you're from a clan of assassins, you're trying to kill the king, and then just starts headbutting him. It's great. They get set upon by they get into a fight in the desert, and a group of bandits turn up, and the bandits try and, like, start, like, robbing them, and they just kind of shove the bandits aside and keep fighting each other. The bandits all shrug, rob everything they have, and walk off. And then it cuts to the bandits having camp, and, like, one bandit takes a swig of the urn, passes it to the next guy, takes a swig, passes it on to the Scorpion King, who takes a swig, and then he looks over and goes, wait, that's the Scorpion King, and he goes, oh, this is nice. Slaps the urn into his face, like, breaks it over his head. Then they beat up the bandits and go, oh, this is a nice camp, nice of them to make it for us. So yeah, it's very cheesy. That's the tone we're operating on for the third and fourth films, which are sort of vaguely in canon with each other. They have the same main actor. That's more than any other film in this franchise can say. They wind up, basically a bunch of shit happens. They fight ninjas at one point, find out that the leader of the ninjas is a sexy lady, so of course they have to join her rebellion. A bunch of, undead warriors are summoned. Like, I think it's, 3 undead, wraith warriors are summoned. It's basically just their big buff people, except for the assassin chick, who just can't die. One of which is Dave Bautista, who spends the entire thing basically being Rrr! He just punches people and goes, I admire your honor. Smack. It's kind of great. And then at the end, after they beat the evil king that was going to conquer the region, the guy who hired the Scorpion King at the start, Ron Perlman, turns up and is like, oh cool, I guess I'm gonna annex this kingdom now. And the Scorpion King's like, actually no, they decided to be free and I'm their king now. And Ron Perlman's like, ah, I see, you are a good king. And it's like, this has not been established at all, Ron Perlman, but sure. You're classy enough. that, frankly, you can 100% carry making that statement on the basis of, like, yeah, on the basis of no evidence, you can carry that statement. Fine, I'll take it. So, I mentioned last time that this series took place in
ancient times?
Yeah, ancient times before the pyramids. So the Force movie's set in medieval Europe.
Okay.
Like, not explicitly, but
thematically, it's got all of those trappings.
All of the sets that they're using are castles with, like, Gothic arches and shit. Like, I know too much about architecture to not just, like, have my brain tilt sideways. It doesn't help that the first thing they show, I'm pretty sure it's just a modern house done in a classical medieval style, and I'm 90% sure had glass in the windows. Like, clear glass. Clear, flat panes of glass.
Serious?
I mean, it was one shot, and I'm pretty sure they had the shutters on the windows closed to try and hide the glass, but I am 90% sure there's glass in those windows. Like, the close-up of the balcony looked fine if it was meant to be medieval times, which, you know, it's not, but I'm ignoring that because you have to. But I'm pretty sure in the wide shot there's, like, painted glass in the windows, and it was honestly just a little bit okay.
Who needs historical accuracy?
Well, yeah, and also, so about the fact that this series has repeatedly used, like, magic, okay. So, like, we've had dark gods turn up in this. Like, magical artifacts definitely exist. Everyone knows it. Every king is after getting, like, the one magical artifact that can make them ruler of the whole world kind of thing. That's what everyone's goal is. So in the third one, we're hunting this magical crown, but the magical crown was, like, hidden by an alchemist. And it's all science. Like, there is a dragon made of, like, clockworks and gears in this Force movie. Sorry, not the third movie, the Force movie. Right? And one of the characters is basically this Enlightenment dude being like, it's all science! See? Magnets!
Oh dear.
It also spectacularly rips off, like, the ending of the Force one is also, like...
Yeah, go on.
They go into the basically the hidden workshop where the crown is. There's, like, these metal jackets that help the bad guy float around that turn out to be, it's actually the room's a giant electromagnet. It wouldn't work that way, but sure, whatever. But then the main girl for there's a main girl in every film, by the by. Her dad, who's the alchemist dude, gets stabbed and is, like, bleeding out, and so we get to reenact the final sequence of not Raiders of the Lost Ark, Holy Grail.
Yeah.
Last Crusade. Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, where he's dying in there, and the hero has to go through trials to find the magic artifact. Yep. Literally, there's a scene where he has to walk through a room standing on the right tiles or die, but where in Indiana Jones it was a really long corridor and, you know, collapsing into a pit. This case, it's a very short room and it's spikes coming out of the wall.
Oh, I'm somewhere important.
Oh, okay. What's wrong?
There's a barrier here. It's Satori, the mind reader.
She looks high. She looks stoned. She looks really stoned.
Yeah. She's just hiding in her barrier because there's some nasty mind in here.
Oh, so you have to go kill the nasty mind and she'll come out?
Yep. Well, she says there's one weird one, but there's another one here really close that's full of evil, and so it's making her feel weak.
Go kill that and she'll join, right?
Yeah.
Awesome.
She's also got 2 pets who are out looking for medicine to help suppress her mind reading, because that would weaken the effect it has on her.
I'm pretty sure that's code for more weed, based off the, like, look on her face.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
And it's basically, oh, if you find my pets who are people, go talk to them, help them out with whatever they need to fight. Problem is they're both fire users in a stage full of water.
So basically, do you have to recruit the 2 pets before recruiting her?
Yes.
Alright, that makes sense. Because they got the weed baggies.
Yes.
Yes.
Can't go without the weed baggies.
Is that the moving thing? Is that like the bad thing she's worried about, or is that just
That
random?
one isn't, no. They're proper bosses.
Alright, what on earth was I talking about?
Let's see, proper king, gothic architecture,
Glass windows.
always a main girl.
Oh yeah, so yeah, it does turn out, and I'm really happy it turned out this way, the magic artifact is actually magical. It's the only magical thing in that movie. It's very weird. That movie is totally distant from everything else.
The
it's still
description
kind of-
puts me in mind of one of the villains in the animated series of Aladdin.
That makes sense.
So yeah, this is a setting where one of the characters is just a genie, a depowered one because you have to have him weaker for the sake of a plot, but a genie.
Yep.
And then one of the recurring villains calls himself Mechanicles, the greatest of the great Greek inventors.
Yep. It's a flat earth atheist thing, you know? Yes,
Yep.
the world's on a turtle, but why would magic be real? It's bizarre. I had a point. I missed it. Oh! My interpretation of the Force movie is this. And really simple. The DM ran out of ancient Egyptian monster stat blocks and had to make do.
Yep.
That's what I think it was. That, or they were bored running ancient Egypt and just brought the party in for something else.
Either works.
Now the important thing is, for the next movie, the 5th movie, the final movie that's out, just ignore everything that happened since Scorpion King 1. Assume some stuff did happen, but we're just tossing it all out. And let's make the most kick-ass movie of the bunch. Still direct to DVD, but fucking awesome. Goes right back to that pre-Egyptian vibe. Like, the main weapon is the Fang of Anubis. Like, literally, this dude asked for an underworld sword, and Anubis is like, here you go, this sword will reap souls.
Here you go.
And, like, the villain is this fucking intimidating dude who's, like, got the Fang of Anubis, and it's a Kopesh, like one of those curved Egyptian swords, so it looks badass as fuck. And it's glowing, like, this dull orange, and his eyes glow orange, and he talks in this deep voice. Like, he is the coolest character in all of these films. I love him to bits. He is more memorable and more fun than the villain of the actual, like, movie that was on cinema. And he's just great. I just love him. Also, the last movie has, as one of the party members that gets recruited, just a golem, like a clay golem, which is just this big dude in a rubber sword with a huge mace. And, like, they kind of ditch him at one point, and then, like, his proper joining the party is there on a fight in a beach, and he just comes running up the beach, and it's just this, like, almost David Hasselhoff shot of him running up the beach, and then just whack with his giant mace. It is frickin' sweet. I love it. So yeah, like, I was not, you know, generally speaking,
You were watching it for trash. You weren't expecting to have actual fun.
Yeah, I was, and the production values for the 5th one go significantly up. Like, everything went down to cheesy shit for, like, all of the movies after the 1st one. Like, and the thing that made them work was that the writing was written with, like, sort of knowing camp. The fifth one's just actually, like, pretty good, like, B-grade fantasy. Like, it's not all... I mean, it's still a bit cheesy, because it's that B-grade Conan sort of fantasy-y stuff, but the dialogue...
It's something that could be watched.
Yeah, the dialogue's pretty well written for what it is. The action scenes are much, much better. Like, just... They go from being, like, comedic. Like, all of the fight scenes in particularly 4 are comedic. Like, there's one bit where there's a bar brawl where a dude jumps on the Scorpion King's back, and then another dude's rushing in with a knife, so the Scorpion King just turns around and the guy on his back gets stabbed in the butt.
Well, not
That's...
quite yakety sax, but...
Yeah, that's the action scenes of, like, 3 and 4. 5 actually has real action. It's still got some cheesy bits. There's a bit where a bunch of archers, who decide to help the Scorpion King, they're waiting on top of a cliff above the final battle, and, like, they light their fire arrows, and the leader's like, on my command, unleash hell. And I'm like, okay, you know what you're fucking doing. I'll take it, though. Like, it's clearly a reference, but the thing about it is, reference aside, the line still worked.
Yeah, that's what you actually want in a reference.
Yeah.
It's like, I've put a bit of a comparison. It's common fourth wall breaking humor go-to for a lot of people is Deadpool. For me, I tend to think of the anime Gintama.
Mm-hmm.
The common difference I put is Deadpool breaks the fourth wall, talks about his text boxes and whatever the movie he's in does, and that's basically the joke.
Yeah.
Oftentimes, if you take the fourth wall breaking lines of Gintama and remove the fourth wall breaking part of it, they actually still work in context. They're consistent to the character and the tone that's being depicted.
Yeah, yeah. Pretty much that.
Oh yeah, this series of events that I haven't been doing.
Oh, the archers, by the way, are like, they're the people of the sand, but they're basically like kind of Mad Max people, but without the cars, with like bow and arrows instead.
Motor Max. No, not
Yeah.
cars. Not cars at all.
Also, at one point, they have to open this moon gate, and, like, they do it, and it's in the desert, and I'm just sitting there, and, like, it gets this, like, silvery, shimmery appearing in the middle of it, and I just look at it and went, oh, they opened the Stargate. And honestly, it has kind of a Stargate vibe. Like, not... I'd be hard-pressed to put down, like, any specific details as to why I feel that way, but I think there's a bit of a Stargate-y vibe to it.
Yeah, that's fair.
But I mean, yeah, I genuinely... I don't want to talk too much about the fifth one, because I genuinely recommend it as a film. You don't actually have to watch the whole series. I enjoyed all of them. I think they're trashy fun, but I think the fifth film's actually pretty good. So, there you go. I'd actually like to watch it with you sometime. I think you'd have fun watching it with me.
Well, we'll see if we can arrange something sometime in the moderate future, let's say.
Yeah, you know, you can visit me, lie on my bed.
Watch movies.
Yeah. I'd say Netflix and chill, but, like, there's no Netflix. Like, the fifth movie isn't on Netflix. Scorpion King 1 is on Netflix.
Yeah, of course. They like to have the start of things, but not the end.
Well, I think it's probably because the, like, 2 to 5 are all direct to DVD, and I have a feeling that, like, essentially very few people are involved in more than one of the productions. Like, only 3 and 4 have the same actor for the Scorpion King. I think there's the same writer between a couple of them, but, like, for the most part, it's just all new production teams every time. So I have no idea what state the rights of these movies are in terms of distribution.
Ah, the old modern problem of distribution.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's fun. I had fun. Scorpion King movie series. If you're interested in some schlocky trash, absolutely recommended.
Something to consider for us in the future, as we said.
I think there's something interesting in a franchise with very loose canon. What do you think?
It roughly depends. It's where you're talking about spiritual successors and distant sequels.
Well, spiritual successors is where there's, like, no canon. What I'm talking about is that thing where there's implied canon, but the details break if you look at them too closely.
Yeah. I read a book series once that claimed to all be loose sequels of each other, distant sequels, whatever they call themselves.
Mm-hmm.
But it was so distant as to be indistinguishable from an entirely original story.
Yeah.
It was just a matter of insisting they share the same canon.
Yeah. What series is that?
I can't even remember. I was young when I read it. It was either on the child or teenage section of the books of the library. Oh, Nazrin.
Ooh, that's one of the pets?
No,
Just a random mouse girl?
just a random mouse girl. Though she is part of this. Well, at this point, the largest family in the game?
You mean my favorite family's been usurped?
Yes.
We need more vampires.
Unfortunate. Essentially, in the sixth game, the 12th game was the first game to have a largely connected cast since the sixth, and it was basically a bunch of followers of a Buddhist monk trying to resurrect her from her sealed dimension.
I assume they succeed and she just hangs out afterwards.
Yes, bringing Buddhism to the world of yokai. Anyway, the random bits of iron that Marissa's been picking up turned out to actually be Nazrin's dowsing rods.
Oh!
And she says, give them back to me and I'll join your party.
So have we collected them all now, or do we still have more?
We still got them all. Like I said, it's one of those events that you complete before you even reach the character.
Fair. So yeah.
I'm not too sure on those. On the one hand, yeah, it means there's not much effort to it, but I mean, I guess some people don't explore everything the way I tend to.
I suppose. But then it would be really, really annoying for backtracking. I think it's probably mostly like breadcrumbs to figure out the person.
Yeah. A hint that this person may be joining your game, so look forward to it.
Or just giving you a sense of, like, oh yeah, other people have been around and been doing things. Like, not everything's connected to you. Or, like,
yeah, I can see that. Put some life in the dungeon.
Yeah. Put some life in the dungeon. Someone starts a rave in a corner. Not like that!
Yeah, a bit like that.
That's Necrodancer. That's a different game. Dun, 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 dun. Necrodancer is great, just saying.
Yeah, I had fun with it. Never cleared the final story stage, though.
Yeah, no, why would you? That's horrific.
It's the way I put it is, it's an appropriate reward for a Riven game, but not so much for a roguelike.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine. It doesn't bother me, but then I don't... I kind of figured it as, like... How to put it?
I would prefer... if that was one of the non-story unlocks you could get.
Yeah, a bit, but I mean, I felt satisfied enough with the amount of story I got out of it, so I was fine.
Yeah, fair.
I don't know.
Concept of everything.
Oh, my brain melting. I've seen infinity.
Infinity something.
I should stop doing LSD. I don't do LSD, audience, it's fine.
My party's getting torn apart.
My party's getting torn apart.
Most because I'm battling long past the point I should quit.
I mean, fair, why not?
This is what happens when I actually have a full party of appropriate sets of characters. You know how I said I like to have it. Oh, so that's the big nasty attack it has that kills everyone.
Which one?
That big sword slash it did.
Oh! Is everyone dead now?
Yep, but then we go back to town.
I'm back to town.
To show off new party member. Let's temporarily replace Aya.
Aya, get the hell out.
This is Nazrin.
Nazrin is a mouse. Mouses are types of placental mammals. Hang on.
Oh, I know who we don't have. She's a mage.
Alright, go on. Talk about it.
Alright, so the case she has is fairly oddly for a mage and contrary to her role, all of her attacks are single target. She doesn't have a single field clearing move amongst them.
So she's a snipe mage?
Sort of, yeah. But in exchange for that, they all have a particular trait. Number 1. Multiplies experience from any enemy it kills. Multiplies drop rate of any enemy it kills. Multiplies money from any enemy it kills.
Oh, interesting.
She is a single target mage who is all about the collection. She also has an ability much like Renosuke that means you just get higher drop rate.
So what you're saying is her whole thing is magically rifling through people's pockets.
Yes, she's a treasure hunter.
Interesting.
Things, let's see. Gains the same benefits as the boss character from her game. Ignores buffs. This can be very useful sometimes. Gets an extra attack when she kills, because that's the thing about single target. And,
so she'd be quite useful in boss encounters where you're trying to, like, grind rare gear.
Yeah. In fact, towards the end of the non-plus disc run, when I had both Nazrin and Renosuke in the party, I was basically getting everything I wanted on the first try.
Nice.
Anyway, I'll take this combination for now, and then I'll put her back in the box.
No, don't put me back in the box! At least punch some holes in it! I am a mouse!
She'll be fine.
Oh, how could you do this to me?
Dun, dun. 5th floor, where were we? There's quite a lot to explore on this floor, although I'd probably just going to end up with another boss rush when we're done.
It does seem to be a pretty big floor.
Actually, rather than fighting directly, I'd like to see if we can get Mistier. Which means we have to fight that awful multi-headed beast.
Multi-headed beast?
The lamprey eel.
Oh, yes, I remember now.
Anyway, let's open with Team 9.
Team 9! We don't have all of Team 9 yet, do we?
Nope.
How long till we get the last...
If we can beat this.
Okay.
Poison it. Let's get some actual damage. Slow it. Yes. Heal up a bit. Debuff everything. This is working so far.
Do it, do it. Fight, fight, fight.
Let's bring in... Oh yeah. Keep that poison up.
I'm pumped for this one. Team 9, form Team 9, Team 9, Team 9. 9.
999!
9! Kill the lamprey, kick it in its faces. All of the faces, kick it with fire. Dun, 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 dun. Music's actually pretty good for this too.
Yep. Oh, there goes Moko. Moko Chino.
Chen, kill! Down, down, down. I'm so excited for Team 9, you guys have no idea.
Let's,
Yeah, kill it, Chen. No, don't die, Chen!
debuff for me.
Match down 1 doesn't seem very good.
Yeah, we need people with much better defense for the first rank.
Oh god. It keeps eating people!
It's what it's good at.
Oh no. Quick, send wave after wave of women at it. A genre-savvy dude in a setting where little girls are the most powerful. Quick, send every primary school you've got after them!
But sir, that's illegal.
I don't care about illegal. I need results. At least one of these children is going to turn out to be a psychic monster. Just need to traumatize him enough to get it to work.
Okay,
Oh.
it's... I don't think we can get this one down.
No!
Not without a very specific party set up anyway.
I'm devastated. Does that mean we don't get Team 9 this turn? Like this video?
Yeah, that's what it will mean.
Ah, my pain. This just means I have to suffer instead of you.
Yes.
Don't sound so satisfied with that.
Yeah, actually, I think I can see some ways about this.
Alright, we can do it. We can dance if we want to.
We can't run away, though.
We can, well, oh god, I can't make that reference because I'll be killed.
Yes.
It's painful.
Alright, so what we're going to want to do is take some of the best equipment off these fragile ones and give them to Nitori over here.
Okay, could you pause the record for just a sec?
Sure. Alright, welcome back to the recording. I've finished doing the setup I hope we need.
Alright, so, what's changed?
Alright, so first off, I've moved most of the best equipment onto Nitori since she enjoys quite a bit of a power-up.
Mm-hmm. So just she's gonna, and presumably is survivable enough to use it?
Yeah. The big thing that really gives her is a lot more magic, which is useful towards using her nuke attack. Switched in Kogasa because this thing does seem vulnerable to... what's the term? Terror attacks, and she's really good at dealing with those. I brought back Momiji so that we will have another tank.
Tanks, Momaji, Momaji.
And I switched Moko from her defense racing technique to her just resurrect instead technique.
Alright, so Mako should just keep coming back for more.
Yes, at least a few times, since this thing's powerful enough to one-shot us anyway. With that in mind, a good opening party still looks like this.
Team 9. Team 9. Team 9. 9. Teamy 9.
Because Wriggle seems tough enough to tank one hit from it.
Good job, Wriggle.
And if she can get her poison off, one hit is all she needs.
Uh-oh. Oh no, we are fighting that thing. Dun, 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 dun,
Success! And then I switch you out for Moko. Speed debuffed. And we got Komachi as our secondary tank because...
now we just need to pound that damage. Pound. Pound into all of its hideous, bitey faces.
Yes.
Sorry, lamprey eels, you look weird.
Okay, there goes her. Oh! So much for that idea. We sort of want every one of us to individually be doing as much damage before our deaths as possible.
Yes, everyone work. Do your best.
With that, I can switch out Kaney for Nitori.
Go Nittery. You've been buffed. You can do this.
Switch you out for Gasa.
Ah, Mako does just come back.
Yeah, Nitori has not been buffed yet, but she does it herself.
Mind down.
Minoriko in the last slot. Charging. So much for Pugasa.
Goodbye,
Keep
Kogasa.
charging.
Oh, shit. Wriggle. Oops.
Charge. Rinosuke can take that spot. And bombard!
Oh, whoa, what was that?
That's her ultimate attack, costs most of her MP.
That was cool. Was it effective?
It did about 3,000 damage.
Okay. This thing still looks like... okay, we're getting somewhere.
Yes.
Minareko.
Minoreko works well here because she's got a really big damage multiplier.
Alright, that makes sense.
Moko will die on the next hit because
Limited
it costs her
reset,
TP to recover.
and she doesn't have enough left.
Yeah.
That's fair. But she hang in there for a while. Bye, Mako.
Yes, you did your job.
You came back again and again, beating it every time in its faces. Dun 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 dun. Oh wow, we might actually do this.
One more good hit. Which means that we need to stall.
Speed down. Oh wow, nice. 107 speed down. That's good.
Yes.
Da da.
Goodbye, Renosuke.
Goodbye, Renosuke.
You did your job.
Spell card. Laser beams. Do it. Do it. Do it. Get it.
Yes!
Yeah! Oh yeah! Yes! Oh, we're gonna get Team 9. I'm so excited. We're gonna get Team 9. I'm so excited. I'm getting Team 9. So excited. We're gonna get Team 9.
Alright, let's grab some of the items that are here while we're at it. Mr. Midnight Oil Set, that's one of the drop rate boosters. This annoying rock needs us to fight 300 battles.
Oh, the rocks are based on how many battles, like random encounters?
No, each one has a different condition attached to it.
Oh, okay. Okay. Who are we getting now?
Mystia.
Mystia. Oh, yes, I remember. I think I know Mystia.
We gotta go a slightly long way.
Is it that, like, that thing there that we can see?
Which thing?
The little, the exclamation mark we're wandering around.
No, those are the entry points at this stage.
Okay. No, not on the map. There was one back there, but we're not heading towards it anyway. These things should be easy. Where are you going?
I'm going to the far left corner of the map.
Okay. Oh yes, that is a little bit of a ways.
Yeah, it would basically blow through anything here, even with tank attack stats.
Tank attack stats. Ow.
Hey, Mystia.
Mystia. Chip 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 chip. All right, that's right. We had to give her food so she could make food.
I'll do anything in return. Don't have much money though. Anything?
Ha ha ha. Got it. Fold up your shirt. Wait. Isn't that kind of strange? I close my shirt.
Nope, not weird at all. Okay.
Meta. Team 9 assemble. Team 9 assemble.
Alright, well, assembling Team 9 is going to be the end of the session.
Alright,
but we can at least show off Mystia like I like to do.
I'm ready for this. Are you ready for this? Is Team 9's all in the slots? Are you ready? Are you ready?
Alrighty. Why would you do this? Alright, no more or we'll get copyrighted.
Okay. Wait! Would that song even be under copyright? Wait.
Yeah. Just because it's Dojin type music doesn't mean it doesn't have copyright value.
Alright, that's fair.
It would be by iOSYS. Anyway, so...
Alright, anyway, so just for anyone that was wondering, that song is Chirno's Perfect Max class. You are all obligated to look it up now.
Yes. So, she's the physical attacker of the team, and like the rest of them, she's quite fast and frail.
Yeah, because they're all like they're basically the like C team, aren't they? Like they're
all stage 1 or 2 bosses.
Yeah, and they're basically like for the most part, like the toughest of their respective kind of yokai or whatever.
Yeah.
But they're
like, really weak types.
Yeah. So it's like the strongest bug type. Bug types are weak. The strongest like tiny bird type. It's a tiny bird type.
The strongest fairy.
Fairies are all weak.
Rumi is the exception because with her power she should be really strong. I mean, think of all the edgy characters with manipulation of darkness.
The issue is she's vulnerable to her own power, I think. There.
Well, she can't see through her own darkness, but the bigger thing is that she's just not strong.
Yeah.
Whereas one of the strongest characters has the power to make flowers grow.
I mean, yeah, that makes some sense to me.
Team 9 as usual. Now the other trick to Mystia is she plays with silence a lot. Well, actually she has a mix.
Now,
Generic attack.
My question. Team 9, this is a fan thing, isn't it? This began as a fan thing. Yeah. Can you explain the background of the meme?
It's, well, there are two parts to it. First is that people just drew these 4 weak characters together a lot, so they became treated as a group.
Yep.
Nothing really beyond that. She's got... Alright, so yeah. Now I'll do Missia first.
Okay.
Yeah, all the stuff you would expect, although she's got a poison and paralysis attack, and silence, and a cure technique. So it's kind of a weak one. She's got instant attack when taken from the back line. When she concentrates, everyone gets MP. Powers up based on silence infliction. Inflicts more or makes allies resistant to silence. And Team 9.
Team 9.
The other part of Team 9 is the name.
Yes.
And the basic setup there is that in the 9th game of Touhou, there was an instruction manual that showed how to play. It labeled various things like number 1, character, number 2, your points, number 3, your lives, etc., etc. And the sample enemy shown was Chirino, who had the number 9 pointing to her, and all the label said was idiot. Thus, 9 became a symbol of idiocy.
No. So it's basically Team Idiot.
Yes. And now that we've assembled Team Idiot, I think I should save and wrap this up.
Alright, so are they all, like, canonically portrayed as kind of dumb?
It varies a bit. It's like... Chirino's definitely portrayed as very childish. And easily fooled. The others are a bit back and forth. It's like... Rimia seems to be an idiot, but she does have at least fair reasons for everything she does. The way she roughly puts it is that sunlight's pretty painful to her, so it doesn't matter if she blinds herself in her own darkness.
That makes sense. She just likes hanging in dark places.
Yeah. Mystia... Well, she's clever enough to run a scam in the canonical universe, but she's also, due to a reference, unable to read.
Oh.
By some theories. Thus, kid who can't even read.
So she's kind of like the scamming urchin kid. That's cute.
And Wriggle? Well, there's nothing that really says she's dumb.
Except I guess she's a bug type that'll just attack anyone.
Yep. Anyway, I think with those thoughts, as I said, we should wrap things up. Do you have any closing thoughts?
Baka. Something. I don't remember the lyrics. Do you remember the lyrics? Sing for me.
No.
Alright, no, I have no closing thoughts.
Anyway.
Go look up math class.
Yep. And as usual, if you did watch, thank you for watching, and I hope you have a good day.